Hey guys, Earle Shamblin here. First of all, I just want to say hi. And yes, I am a mailman. And I want to say also thank you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate that. I appreciate you subscribing also. I know I haven't done anything in a while, but I do plan on doing some more stuff. One thing to look out for is I'm going to be doing a series called Tabletop Baseball Game of the Week. Each week I'll just be playing a game using a different platform. And so be on the lookout for that. But for right now, this video, I'm going to be talking about Apba Baseball's Master Game. So I'm going to kind of just do an overview and talk about the differences between it and the basic game, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it afterwards. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice is that the Master Game booklet is about twice as big as the basic game booklet. So then when you open it up, it becomes rather large. You got, this is one chart from top to bottom. So if you're, using a laptop or computer to keep score, you need quite a bit of area if you want to keep this open. Otherwise, the way I do it is I open and close it every time in order to hit my keyboard. Okay, so let's look at the cards. The cards come with the master symbols on them now. So if you look at the bottom here on the batter's card, you'll see the BC, that's the batting characteristic, and SA is straight away. The 0 is for facing left-handers, the -2 is facing right-handers. Stealing rating, and the speed rating, and his arm rating. These over here are for catchers, pass ball and throwing. And then on the pitchers cards, as in the basic game, you'll see the rating is an A in the basic game. Well, in the master game, his grade is a 17. Wild pitch rating is a 1. Hit batter, nothing. Balk, nothing. Move to first rating is a 0. Home run allowance number or rating, nothing. And his pitcher fatigue rating. So we'll get into some of those in a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts. So we have runner on first. As with the basic game, you have A, B, C, D. They affect these results up here. That's actually 1 through 11 in the basic game. 1 through 14 in the advanced or master game. But you have the pitching change table. So like Randy Johnson's card, he was a 17. If there's no change, if the batter does not affect his grade, then he stays at a 17. And let's say the result was a 7, it's still a 7. If it was an 8, it would be a 34 result. A 9 would change to a 26 or 28. But, the batter could affect it. The batter could make him go up a grade. If the batter's not as good against left-handers, then the 7 could turn into a 26. I also showed you the home run ratings. He did not have one, but Some pitchers have home run adjustments. In other words, if it landed in here, pitcher was an 18, it had a home run adjustment, a H. Instead of a 1, it would be a double. Same with the G. If a pitcher had a G, a 1 would be a double. If you look down here at doubles, on a 6, a pitcher could have an M in that home run spot or an L in the home run rating spot. That means this 6, instead of a double, becomes a home run. Okay, so there's some definite changes there. There are some pitching change tables in different situations where you'll have a 0 may not be a 0. You know, there's times a 0 could end up being in just a single. Some of these pitchers, higher ranked ones. Okay, also on the hit and run and sacrifice are on the same charts. So like, you know, runner on first base, if you wanted to sacrifice him to second, you would just look at the same result and get the answer there. So like down here, let's say you had a result of 33. Fly out, runner holds normally, but if you were doing a hit and run, it would be a fly out also, or a sacrifice. If you're doing a sacrifice, it would be out at first, runner to second. So you just look on the set. They're all on the same result. You don't have to flip to a different chart. Okay, let's look at. I'm kind of going quickly, but let's look at. Okay, let's look at runners on first and second, for example. Let's say you had a result of 8, runners on first and second, a result of 8. This 2 represents the runner on second. I know this number 56 here is the evaluation number of the hit. The asterisk and 66 are the 2 out result. And it was hit to right field. Or the right fielder got it. He's going to be thrown to the catcher. Now these are cut off options if you want to cut the ball off. This number 1 in brackets represents the runner on first. This 54 is the hit evaluation number for him. Okay, so let's say the runner on second, you're going to try to score the runner on second. Defense has to decide, are they going to throw the runner out at home or not? If they say yes, then you're going to take this number, where you're going to take the runner's speed minus the outfielder's arm, or outfielder's arm minus the runner's speed. You're going to take that number, subtract it from this number, and that will give you his chance number. And then you're going to look at, you're going to flip over to the base advancement table, and let's say his chance number was 23. You're going to look at line, you're going to roll the dice, look at the line 1. His chance number was 23, so you're going to need to roll a 45 or less for him to be safe. Okay, let's say the throw goes all the way home. They try to get him. And the runner on first is going to try to advance to third on the throw home. In that case, you would look at line 3 here under the 23, the chance number of the first runner, and you're going to add the speed of the runner on first to this number. That's going to be his chance to make it. Let's say he had a 10 speed. That would make him an 18. So you would then roll the dice, and you would need a 36 or less for him to make it to third. Okay, let's say the throw, instead of going home with the ball, they cut the ball off and try to get the runner at third and let the run score. Then you're going to take, let's go back to the example. You're going to take the runner on first, his chance number, which was 54. You're going to do the same calculations. Outfielder's arm minus his speed. But if they cut the ball off and try to get him at third, you're going to subtract an additional 15 from the chance number. Then you're going to look at the base advancement table, find out is it equal to or less than his chance number. If it is, he's safe. Okay, anytime a runner is tagged out, you're going to have to look at the drop throws table. First of all, you will roll. If a runner's tagged out, you're going to roll and you're going to look. You're going to roll one dice. You're going to look and see what column to look in, 1 through 6. Anytime a runner's tagged out, you're going to look at the drop throws table. You're going to roll one die to look at which column to look in. Then you're going to roll 2 dice to find your result, whatever column it is, and then you're going to roll the 2 dice and look at the result. If the player making the tag, say it's the shortstop, has the same rating, say it's this is your result here, shortstop 6. If the shortstop is a 6 and he is the one making the tag, he drops the throw and the runner is safe. If it's just blank, the runner's out. If there is something in the box, it has to match the position and the number of the player making the tag. If it does, the throw is dropped. Okay, so let's take a look at stealing. Let's go back to Tony Womack's card here and look at his stealing rating is C32. So you would look at the stealing allowance chart. So he had a C. You're going to look at the C on here, and they will tell you when he can steal. When he can steal second. Only when behind by 1, tied, ahead by 1 or 2 runs. After the 6th inning, when behind by 1, tied, or ahead by any number. Those are the times he can steal second. So let's say he can steal. Let's say, okay, so you're going to look at the pitcher's move to first rating, which is a +3. You're going to look at the catcher's throwing rating. In this case, Damon Miller is a 0. So the +3, you're going to subtract from Womack's stealing. 32. It makes him a 29. So then you're going to roll the dice. You're going to look on this chart. It needs to be 29 or less. The roll result. If I can get it to focus. Okay, so 29 is down here, would be a 55, a roll of 55. So 55 or less, he's going to be safe. 56 or greater, he's out. Okay, and then if he is safe, or if he's out, you're going to look at the drop throws on stealing tags. It's the same thing. If the player who's making the tag is in the box, then he's dropped the throw and he is safe. If he is safe, you're going to check the wild throws table and see if it was a wild throw. If it was, then you're going to roll again and you're going to check runner on first, because he's trying runner on first only, trying to go to second, and you're going to see what happens if he's safe. Okay, let's see. There's also some results you're going to get that may tell you to use RP board. So there's a whole nother set of boards behind the regular boards called RP boards. Runner on first RP board, for example. Let's say the result that made you look at the RP board was 36. You're going to roll the dice again. Whatever result you get, say you roll as a 26, that would be a 24. You would look on 24 on the RP board for that result. Okay, so back to the batter's card quickly. The 0 and -2 here. The 0 is his effect against left-handers. -2 is the effect against righties. So -2 means he's 2. You're going to add 2 to the pitcher's rating if he's right-handed. Okay, so if it was a plus, you would subtract. If this was a +2, you would subtract 2 from the pitcher's rating. Okay. I think, okay, on the charts, you're going to notice on the results that you're going to see a position next to the result. Okay. You're going to have to look at that position's rating, say third base, look at his rating. Then you're going to roll the dice and you're going to look at the fielding column finder chart. So if it was a third baseman, you'd find his rating up top, and then you'd roll the dice, whatever you get, that will tell you which column to look in for the result. Does that make sense? If you get an 11, obviously it's going to be fielding 1 all the way across. If you get down here, 54, if he's rated a 5, you would look in fielding column 2. So that's how you're going to figure out which column to look in. Because almost every result, once you get runners on base, is going to have a position tied to it. There might be some that'll say T. That's the team rating, which you'll need to figure out just like normal. Or it may have I don't see one here, but it might have an I for just the infield rating. So I think that pretty well covers how the game works. I'll come back and give you some of my final thoughts. So that is Apba, the master game. Well, let's start with the positives. What do I like? I like the pitcher fatigue. I like the pitching change table. I like that there's a wider range of ratings for pitchers instead of just A, B, C, D. Instead you have kind of a high A or medium A or low A. I like that. I like the stealing. I incorporate the stealing into the basic game. It's real easy. You just look at you just take the move to first number, catchers, throwing, subtract that from the runner speed, and there you go. I just printed off the chart for quick reference, and it's really easy to incorporate into the basic game. I like the lefty-righty splits. But for overall, this game is just, I don't want to do math problems when I'm trying to play a game. You know, I'm trying to have fun. I don't want to sit there and I mean, when you get bases loaded and you've got numbers for all different runners, and it's just like, I'm like, where do you even start sometimes? So I'd really love for Apba to come up with some kind of mid-ground game. You know, something halfway between the basic game and this game. I mean, this game is like just way more advanced. It needs to be streamlined. It's just too clunky. There's too many times you got to stop and calculate, and it just drives me nuts. You know, check this table, check that table. So I'd really love to see them either A, streamline this game, or B, come up with something, you know, between the two. Kind of like in the way strat-o-matic did. They've got the basic, advanced, and super advanced. There's no reason why they can't do that. This game is just I mean, it's easily 15 minutes longer to play. You know, unless you have like a one-hitter or something. But overall, it's really tough for me to choose to play the master game over the basic game. Like I said, I incorporate the stealing. I do incorporate the pitcher fatigue, and the way I do that is each fatigue rating tells you when that pitcher is going to drop a grade in what inning in the master game. So when that inning comes up, if that pitcher gives up a hit or a walk or a combination of hit or 2 hits or 2 walks or a combination thereof, then I'll drop him a grade in the basic game. So if he's an A, I drop him to a B. But other than that, I mean, it's too hard for me to get that game out. I'd rather play the basic game. So with that said, hopefully this gives you guys an idea of how it goes, and I will talk to you next time. See you later.